Hey everyone, Snagging and Ez here, casting some more Chair League Division 3 shenanigans. Tonight, we got Arthritic Abathurs. Arthritic? Arthritic? Can I speak English? Arthritic Abathurs versus Onslaught. Onslaught is the away team, decided to take us to Dragonshire, and I need to make sure that the team is correct. We got the right banners. I have the right team selected. Alright, everybody's good to go. Let's get this game on the road. And starting game. Cursed. And when I said Dragonshire, I actually meant Cursed Hollow because I'm really good at this casting thing. I've only been doing it, I've only done 6 games this week. More, actually. So, first pick, first ban, going to Arthritic Abathurs. Cursed Hollow is a big deal with big map. Globals usually have some type of presence, but I think this map's probably less on the globals, honestly. A lot of times it comes down to pokers, people that can delay the shrine so that you can get valuable soak on the other 2 lanes. You might eventually give up your shrine, like the first 2 tributes, but the idea is to eventually get 10 before the other team and then snowball that 10 into sweeping the next 3 tributes. But there's always lots of different strategies. Arthritic Abathurs decides to ban out the Ragnaros first. Not going to see any huge Sulfur Smash plays, any big Lava Wave or Molten Core fights with the Sulfur Swing. So with the response to that for Onslaught could be the mouth ban, could be Artanis, just because they don't want to deal with swaps. Could be one of the major tanks that they don't want to deal with ETC, or right now it's pretty open. The meta's really loose. They do get rid of one of the big global heroes with the Haka. I've said this multiple times before. I think if you're in a big 3-lane map, I think Tahaka is probably in my opinion, is a top priority. I think he's definitely not undervalued, but he's still undervalued more than I believe he should be. So we got first pick for Abathurs. If they have to go Abathur, right? Maybe they'll leave it for last pick. I think they'll probably leave the Arthritic Abathur for last pick. I mean, they have to. It's their name on Cursed Hollow, even though they're not the ones that pick the map. But I think they have to pick it anyways. They do decide to go with the Artanis. Very strong. He's able to dash in, dash out on almost all of the tribute spawns to dash in from far away, get a good swap, get a good pick, and especially on somebody that's casting on the tribute, that's a guaranteed somebody standing still. So it's always a strong advantage knowing that somebody's going to be there. Li Ming is pretty prominent on this map with her poke potential. You have Malf with the heals. Oh, granted, Malf is just going to be a strong pick because he's a strong healer. Anyways, they do go with their tank, making sure that they don't get banned out within the next 2 phases, and they go with Malf. So probably the best duo pair you can take going second. If Malf is not picked up by the first team, going ETC Malf is probably the strongest thing you can pick in the meta right now, just because ETC is so strong with his power slide and his stage dive capabilities and mosh pit, and Malf being the strongest healer. Just never mind, we got DC. So we will be restarting that. Well, it was a good start. You got Ragban. We had a Ragban. We had the Haka ban, Artanis, ETC Malf. Alright, so we're just going to make sure everybody knows what picks they are. For some reason, EVB, one of the members of Arthritic Abathurs, couldn't pick for some reason. Alright, so let's start it. We got Team 1, Tournament Draft, starting the game. Take 2. Let's switch over. So we should see Rag. Then we'll go Dahaka. Get a good pick, and especially on some. And ETC Mouth. Yeah. So far, the draft is looking pretty standard, like a lot of standard draft that you would see in HGC. I mean, the Dahaka band's slightly off, but it's still pretty close. Since, sorry, people messaging me. Since Onslaught did get their Malfurion, their healer, Arthritic Abathurs decides to make sure they pick up their healer in this phase. Make sure they get the one that they want. Doesn't have to get banned out on anything. They do go with the Brightwing, making sure that they get some type of global presence. So that means they're probably going to be looking to try to stall the Shrine if they can. They don't have to be. Like so far with the Tychus and Artanis, they're not two stallers. They still have to get their tank, which is, unless they get Joanna, none of the tanks can really stall either. So if they do pick up one of the long-ranged, they're another like a Li Ming or another ranged person, then they can't pick up some of their stalls. Granted, or they just are just going to team fight anyways, because, you know, that's always an option. People like team fighting. So Onslaught knows that Abathurs has not taken a tank yet. So it's a very easy tank ban. They're just deciding which tank they probably don't want to play against the most. I would pick probably, I don't know, probably the Joanna still, just because they already have the Artanis. They do decide to ban Muradin. Muradin's not being seen much right now in the scene, just because, you know, he's kind of being overshadowed by the Diablo ETC variant. Mainly because, I mean, he has all the things that those tanks have. He actually has more. He has more than they have. But if Muradin misses his Stormbolt, he's weaker than all the other tanks. So that's basically the only downside. The other tanks all have a point and click stun right now. And in the meta, it's just getting pretty strong for how people are playing. And Abathurs decided to ban out KT. Honestly, they should have banned out Falstad because they're going to be going Abathur. So why would you not ban Falstad? Makes sense to me. /S. But they decided to ban out the KT. And Onslaught goes Medivh. Interesting. So far, they haven't shown anybody that Medivh enables. I mean, it's always a secondary healer, as you were. He does have portals to go in and out to make sure that they can get a full engage between the ETC mouth, which is, you know, if you put a portal right into the enemy team, ETC portals in, slides on people, mouth portals in, roots on people, and Thrall portals in. That's a pretty aggressive team fight right there, and something that you can't escape with because of the portals. And they do pick up Thrall, so another one of their frontliners. Strong solo laner. He'll probably be going up against the Artanis. So you don't always have to have a solo laner in this map. You always end up with one because it's impossible to have a split. But a lot of times you'll see a 3-1-1, and they'll probably be pushing the lane that's with their boss. So that way, with the 3-person, will probably be pushing with the lane with their boss. If they have the stronger 3-lane, if they don't, they'll probably be anti the other team's 3-lane. I like it. The double bruiser front line with the double Terran boys. That is not a comp you see very often. We'll see how this plays out. Sonya with just a Brightwing heals. I mean, Sonya did get buffed for all of her whirlwinding and survivability, so that works. Artanis obviously has his shields, but I don't know. They're both pretty squishy, honestly. I mean, Sonya should be able to whirlwind decently well, but just the ETC Thrall frontline, They don't have too much burst, so she's not too scared of that. There's almost no peel. I mean, Spear is not a peel because it's almost always used as an engage tool. Artanis is not a peel because he's using his swap as an engage tool. So, and they went the Rainer. So they went double backline, double bruiser and the double backline don't have as much engage as the double bruiser, and they only have a Brightwing to heal them. I don't know. That could be iffy. Granted, there's less damage on the other team because of Medivh, and they do. I really like that Jaina pick. Jaina is almost a counter to Sonya just because of her slows. Keeps Sonya at bay, so she's not able. It counters Sonya's run speed from her abilities. So she's basically just running normal speed against somebody, and if she's not auto attacking and using abilities on somebody else, she's dying. So the Jaina was a really smart pickup by Onslaught. Now we go into the load screen where the really important part happens, is that we find out people's portrait synergies. I'm going to keep track, guys. I'm going to start keeping track. Because yesterday, the team with the portraits won. So far, 100% portrait synergy, guys. Unfortunately, neither of these teams have portrait synergy, so can't use this as a stat. But yeah, I don't know. Right now, I like the abnormality of Arthritic Abathurs, apart from the fact that they didn't pick Abathur, so they already lose points there. Sorry, guys. And then, Onslaught has a very solid team. They have a solid backliner. They have the double front, like the two solid frontliners with all the CC follow-ups, ETC, Thrall, Malfurion, Jaina once she gets Ring of Frost, and any mosh pit. So they're going to have a lot of control, which is going to help them against the Sonya Artanis. And we'll have to see how that plays out. So, starting the first game... Oh, never mind. Pause. So, first game, Arthritic Abathurs versus Onslaught, Division 3 on First Hollow. We got EVB on the Brightwing, Belkram on the Tychus, Daz on the Sonya, Fady on the Artanis, and Night Knight on the Rainer. On the right side for Onslaught, we got Chetjin on ETC, Sea Goblin on Thrall, the Vinshow on Malfurion, Non-Tech Jaina, and Malisthar on Medivh. Right off the bat, we see Block Party from ETC, which is a good talent pick against the opposing lineup. Granted, Tychus does chew through any type of blocks pretty easily, but those few times when ETC might be somewhere else besides Tychus will definitely help the rest of his team. We do see Shando's Clarity out of Malfurion. He's going to try to be boosting the Jaina as much as possible. And so far going all pretty much self-healing almost in the other side. Sonya goes in with a little bit of Spear. Whirlwind to try to get herself healed up. ETC does dive in. Is she able to just walk away? I don't think she'll be able to. Nope. The few pokes from Jaina and Medivh was enough to get first blood on the side of Onslaught. As I expected, Thrall is going to be on the solo lane. He didn't know Artanis is here yet. Artanis actually has not shown, just because he doesn't need to clear the lane since nobody showed up. Like, if you're in the lane by yourself and you know they're going to be rotating to you, it's actually better not to clear any minions, because that means the minions are dying at the same time and they're actually going to be losing out and experience completely. Whereas if you kill the lane completely and none of your minions died because you killed all their minions, ETC is getting pushed back a little bit. It does get rooted, followed by the Jaina with the Blizzard. Does end up going down. He was barely at the end of that, but I think Malfurion would have gotten him anyways. That was a really good combo by a Onslaught with the ETC follow-up. Doesn't care about tower shots, roof, mouth root, and the Jaina follow-up. Medivh's going to have a little bit of a tough time in this lane. One of these guys needs to go bottom to fight this 3-man because it's going to be too powerful. It would probably either be Sonya or Tychus. Or, sorry, Rainer. That is not the other Terran, bro. Thrall's actually already out of mana. And that's going to make it a tough lane for him once he's out of mana. Brightwing gets caught out again. They are on point with that lockdown with ETC slide and mouth root. Arthritic Abathurs is really going to have to pay attention to that and make sure that they're not out of position too far to get caught. I mean, ETC slide is pretty far. I like this rotation on Onslaught. So the first tribute usually spawns anywhere between 215 to 245. So it's a pretty safe bet to take your giants around the 2-minute mark. and looks like both teams decided to do it, and they're right at the same time. Sonya is going to hold hers a little bit just to see, make sure that she's not off point. This is a late tribute spawn. It's actually going to go all the way to the 245 mark. It's beneficial to both parties, honestly, that ETC slide. I thought somebody was down there, just in case. Yeah, right onto the very last point it can get, which is actually more beneficial for Onslaught because their giants are going to be pushing bottom. Luckily, they do have a Brightwing here, so Brightwing can, if their team can delay enough, if Arthritic Abathurs can delay enough, Brightwing should be able to clear these giants and then teleport up. One of the powers of globals. Artanis is going to show himself first. Artanis is already at half health. A good slide into the... What was that slide? He, like, hit this way and went to the left, and it was able to kill both Sonya and Artanis. Can I call hacks? Is that a thing? Because he just slid this way and went that way and was able to get 2 stuns. That was OP. So that kill easily secured the first tribute for Onslaught. Brightwing was not able to teleport there in time, so somebody's going to have to come down and deal with these giants, whereas the tributes run on top and Onslaught was able to get the giants right away. Looks like Malfurion and Jaina are going to be looking to take these knights right after that tribute. Another smart play because the next tribute should be spawning in the next 30 seconds. Probably the next minion wave. It's usually about every 2 minion waves is a tribute spawn until until somebody gets the curse, and then it's like 2.5 minutes after that or something like that. 3 minutes after that. Malf is going to be taking a lot of damage from this though, and he's going to have to hearth. Luckily the tribute's not spawning anytime soon, so he has plenty of time. Actually, he's not going to hearth at all, so never mind, I was wrong. We have a little bit of Medivh trickery with the portals coming in at Thrall's trying to do some poke onto the Rainer. Sonya and Tychus are going to take the knights on Arthritic Abathurs. And so far everybody's kind of just posturing to make sure that their lanes are safe. And here comes the tribute. It is on a favorable position for Onslaught. They are able to poke from the shrine right here with the Jaina. If she went Frostbolt, which she did. Medivh's able to poke safely. So this is going to be a tough sell for Arthritic Abathurs. And it looks like they almost are not even going to contest. Artanis is a little bit too far. If he stays here, a little bit late on that push of ETC, but he does go down anyways. If ETC pushed him, he would have hit those roots as well and guaranteed the kill. But they got the kill anyways. Nobody even rotated down on the side of Abathurs. They gave it up. And the aggressive play on Onslaught. I like the greed. Going straight. They already had 4 members down here going straight for the boss on the side of Abathurs. And they're going to get this for free. I don't think anybody on Abathurs has sniffed it out yet. I mean, Daz might be hearing the spells going on, and they might know it, but they can't really... I guess they decided they can't do anything about it. And this is really going to make them upset, knowing that that boss just got taken. Hopefully, I don't know if... Nope, he's definitely not getting out of there. Trying to spin to win, but not enough. So with the boss pull, with Sonya just dying, this is going to be a free first curse. That was a great showing on the side of Onslaught for the first 3 tributes. Oh, good Thrall route into the Malf route follow-up, knowing that he can't go anywhere else. They are utilizing their composition perfectly right now. Boss is going to get a free fort before the shrine even happens, and now they have almost a half-health boss pushing on a curse. And if we see any type of rotation down here, both of these members are probably going to be dead. Thrall shot, Brightwing's going to come down just in time to die herself. Oh, ETC slide is not able to hit. Malphus trying to root. Does hit the Twilight Dream as they just hit 10. I think the root on the gate would have been more beneficial than the Twilight Dream, but they do get Artanis anyways. So, it worked out. And the root from the boss helping secure the kill on Tychus. The Ring of Frost ensuring that kill easily. And this is going to be an early first keep for Onslaught. So far, Sonya is trying to do a little bit of soaking, get to 10. They want to get to 10 right away to make sure that they can contest this at all. I think with this last minion wave, they'll hit 10. So this lane is going to be pressuring the rest of the game. It's only 7 minutes. That was a quick keep, guys. That was quick. So congratulations for Onslaught. I mean, that's constant pressure put onto the lane. They don't even need the rest of the curse. And they're just going to rotate straight to their boss. I think the only way that our Abathurs is coming back into this is they have to invade this boss. It's not going to look pretty, but if they let them have this boss, they're just going to have full control of the map. The top fort will go down. Sonya is already going to hurry to stop any type of minion wave on the bottom lane, which means they are giving up this boss, and they're going to have to deal with it. So I think this fort's going to be guaranteed to go down. They have free free Medivh's vision. I mean, we haven't even gotten to see any fun Medivh portals because they've just been dominating, getting 1 picks at a time, and that's a big deal with this map. So it's really critical to rotate as a team to the tribute. Like when you have one person show up to try to delay, yeah, you want to delay, but it's super risky if you have one person delaying. And Onslaught is just taking full advantage of their map control, going for the aggressive giants, making sure that they can't use those giants against them to attack the free boss. And Arthritic is going and trying to go for the swap. Might get Malfurion, does ice block in. Rainer's going to come in with the Hyperion. Malfurion gets out a big... nice follow-up, a big, what is that spell called? Leyline Seal from Medivh, and with the Jaina follow-up into this ETC stage dive. Tychus just gets slammed by the boss over here. So it's looking scary. They might be able to get this top keep as well. Onslaught with their team comp, their combos. I mean, the Leyline Seal into the Ring of Frost follow-up, perfectly timed. They definitely have been practicing that. Here comes one portal. Nobody uses it except for the Jaina, which is good enough to get the other kill. And that looked good. And they even see all the remnants of all the other CC here.
Gather tribute or face my curse.
And I mean, easy timing for Onslaught to just walk over to this curse. They don't really have to do anything here. And they could probably just send one person for free, clear up mid lane. I mean, they have the full map control. There's catapults pushing bottom that somebody's always going to have to deal with now. Now there's going to be catapults pushing top. It's pretty interesting. So we have 9 minutes into the game. The mid lane is nearly untouched, and the 2 other lanes have down keeps. You don't see that every day. We do have a 4-level deficit. It's gonna be a very tough game, a tough fight back here, but they're gonna have to take their battles very carefully. You know, get 13, fight before they're 16. Even if it's not like a pretty fight, you have to take your chances. It's the only way to come back at this point. You have to be playing aggressive. You can play the passive game, but so far the passive game is losing. Tychus throws down power drill, assuming that they're coming in for him. It does delay him a little bit to kill it, but that is going to be a 100-second cooldown that he's now no longer going to have, and we are probably going to have a tribute in the next, I don't know, what, 20 seconds? Let's see if I'm right, 10:50. And they're just going to go ahead and push into this keep. Portal does go down, see if anybody goes into it. A big Leyline Seal hitting all 4 members. Ring of Frost following up, hits the Tychus and the Brightwing with the ETC stage dive coming in. Tychus goes down. Brightwing's going to go down as well. What a showing. I mean, I don't think Arthritic Abathurs was expecting that engagement at all. Wow, 10:50. Am I good or what? That was right on the money. So, Medivh's is going to go down there and get the tribute. Big root on Sonya followed up with a Jaina Blizzard. Yes, I don't think Abathurs was expecting that engagement with the Leyline Seal. But once he hit 4 members with that Leyline Seal, that's like, hey guys, come kill us. I mean, if you're not expecting it, you're not expecting it. And it's really good on Onslaught to throw that out there, knowing that you have the advantage. You're level 16 on them. Even though you're fighting onto a fort, who cares? They decided to go for the boss that just came up. Looks like Abathurs is going to contest the big portal over to him. They were not expecting that at all. So they're getting these beautiful engagements where they're just catching them off guard completely. I mean, Abathur comes in, hits... that is actually thrown, but they're all getting really low. Jaina might be going down to the Purifier Beam, and they are forcing them off of the boss, actually. Sonya comes in, another big ley line, but they're not going to follow up with this time. But they decide to go up anyways. Medivh dies to a Brightwing Sheep. And with the Sonya being able to spin to win, I think she's going to be perfectly fine in here. ETC goes down, and here's the comeback, guys. Here's the comeback. Artanis Now Sonya's probably going to go back and stop the Winions from winning the game because there's a lot of catapults on the fort right now. They are starting to take core damage. It is already down to 72. I think it's actually going to go down to 50 by the time Sonya's able to clear this up. Even lower than that, actually. They're going to require more people. So, I mean, it's a great fight that they had. They're able to kill 4 for 1, basically. But unfortunately, they weren't able to do anything with it because of this. Holy cow, 30%. We do have somebody that left the game. Do we need to pause?
What's this? A hero has left the battle.
I don't see anybody. I don't know why mine's game's doing that. Is that a... Oh no, Sonya did go out.
Gather tribute or face my curse. The choice is simple.
They say, nah, we're not going to pause. They must be... Are they giving up? What's happening? But Onslaught going for the boss. They probably might just give up this tribute fight anyways. Thanks for the follow. Yeah, it looks like they are probably going to just give up this tribute. Know that the boss is more important right now. Well, I feel like I should be pausing. Sonya's going to die here because of it's a bot. And I don't know why they didn't want to pause. But that makes no sense to me. And they actually did not end up getting the tribute for that. And I think they might have just succumbed to their fate.
Welcome back.
Daz comes back just in time for knowing that he died. And here is the final tribute, and they're so... Rainer's just having a tough time with this Jaina. She's just poking him to death with her snowballs. So far, Brightwing is the only one left. And I believe that is going to be game. Great showing by Onslaught. Very beautiful use of their combos. Almost as beautiful as EVB. You didn't think I was going to do it, huh? But anyways, yep. Good showing by Onslaught. They were controlled the early game with their ETC slides, Blizzard follow-up, roots, and they were able to snowball that into